Alright, I'm back, and in this video we're going to refit captured British torpedo boats, which I'm not really super excited about that. Oh, we got a destroyer also. Let's do the destroyer first. We got exactly one destroyer, which is not going to be all that useful, but let's see what we can do with it. And basically these things, we're just going to have these patrolling coastal water and hopefully offsetting some of the transport losses that we're suffering. It's not worth going to a lot of trouble for just one. I wonder why we have a super firing barbette up there. That's kind of odd. Alright, so we want to maximize the bulkheads and gear turbines. Just give it all the goodies. So I don't want this guy to sink. Go max high explosive. Go cordite. TNT. And conic 3. We want to be mine hunter. I don't think we need the depth charges. Or we don't need mines. We might need depth charges. I don't think we do. We'll see how that works out. Let's give it as much armor as we can, which is apparently not very much. All right. So, what do we have here? We've got a front tower 1. So let's go with this advanced tower. And then as far as the funnels go, probably like an enhanced, what's this, enhanced medium? A couple of these, that gives it a lot of range. That's really good. We could try to make it as wide as possible. No, I think we're gonna go. We'll make it narrow. All right. So as far as our guns go, I could go with a 5-inch gun and get a barbette. But I'm thinking that we're gonna be mainly just taking out other destroyers. So we can go 3.9-inch guns and get the Mark IIIs, and that's kind of our biggest thing we can do. So we could do something like that. I don't need that 4-inch gun. So we could do something kind of like that. And as far as this torpedo goes, we need to have a torpedo. We don't really care about the torpedo that much because we're primarily hunting other ships. There we go. So we've got lots of guns. We've got a forward weight offset, which I hate, but I can't do much about it. I mean, I could try to scooch all this stuff back, maybe. If we were to... I think we'll probably just leave it good enough. There we go. It's good enough. I don't need a lot of torpedoes because I don't care. What's the range on you guys? 4 kilometers. You go standard, and that gives you a range of 6 kilometers. That's about as good as we can get it. We've got a lot of guns, 2, 3, 4, we've got 6 guns on it, and this will be alright. We'll try to beef up whatever armor we can, and this is good enough. It's as good enough as we can get. How much does this torpedo launcher weigh? It weighs 30 tons versus 15 tons, and I could stick this in the very back. If I were to put you all the way... No, wouldn't like it. Alright, so that's good enough. And I don't see any other upgrades we can make. Now we could go cap ballistic, and we might as well just have the better armor penetration and give it some depth charges. How's this change our anti-submarine? ASW is 29.9. Where's 20? It doesn't make that big of a difference. We'll just leave it like this, because the depth charges makes it a little better to get blown up. Let's start to drop the. I'll just stand that down to standard torpedoes. There we go. That's fine. 3-month refit. Boom. All right. So, yeah, we'll just, and then we'll go ahead and refit the torpedo boats that we captured also while we're at it. Might as well. We're making these mostly gunboats anyway, just for the purposes of fighting other ships, other small craft. I don't want to take on anything big, but I'd feel comfortable taking on a other torpedo boats, perhaps. So let's see what we can do with this guy. As long as we get these things going about 30 knots. With maximum range, that'll be good enough. Alright, so let's see what we can go pull all these guns off that we don't need. Alright, minimum quarters, maximum draught, maximum bulkheads, maximum range, mine sweeping, geared turbines, and induced boilers. There we go. That's perfectly fine. Alright, so as far as guns go, we can go with the 3.9s. Because that's going to be our kind of our maximum Mark III gun that we have. And let's see, this is a front tower 1. These advanced towers take up a lot more room. What's the spotting difference on 700 meter spotting versus 450? But it takes up a lot more space, which I don't really like. I could try to widen the ship also. I need some sort of a torpedo launcher. This is going to be a bit of a problem here. I don't really have any good I have a space problem also. So what I might need to do is I may need to go with this like a front tower 2, just so I can put a torpedo tube and then have a couple of deck guns, have another deck gun. This may be the only way I can do it. Have a some sort of a barbette. Let me scooch this back a bit. This might be the only way I can do it. TNT, cordite. I'm not quite sure this is going to 28 knots. And which funnel is this? This is the standard funnel. If I were to go with a standard funnel small, it's just not enough. I need to have the actual standard funnel. Max high explosives, and there we go. This is about as much DAC as I'm going to get on this thing. So, see, that's 9.8 tons. What I could do is, oops, I didn't want to. Let's do that. Well, it's good enough. All right. Good enough. The important thing is that these torpedo boats have a long range. And, you know, I'm not expecting great things out of them. I'm expecting good enough things out of them. And they're mostly just going to be for patrolling the oceans. Alright, so let's do the last torpedo boat. Can I refit any of these guys? We can. Let's get those going. And where's our last, this Otter? That's our last torpedo boat. Alright, let's go take a quick look at this guy. This is going to be much the same thing. We're just going to kind of slap it together, make it good enough, and kick it out the door. And we want these to be mostly gunboats. I don't really care that much for the torpedoes themselves, because we're mostly worried about trying to take out other torpedo boats. Alright, so once again, we're going to go maximum bulkheads. We can do the maximum beam, and we're going to do 3.9-inch guns just to maximize the the technology, the weapon technology we have. And then we're just going to go with a single torpedo launcher. Give it minesweeping capabilities. Make these shells big. Oh, it's got picric acid, we'll keep that. Now we are definitely having a bit of a engine efficiency problem. Oh, we want to go geared turbines, there we go. And go stick you up there. And kind of want faster than 26 knots. That seems a little underwhelming. And maybe on these we'll put 2-inch guns. I mean, 26 knots is... Can we get 28? Yeah, we could do 28. Now this little standard funnel small, we're going to need to go with a bigger funnel. Let's go with a standard funnel. There we go. And then as far as these guns go, we're 5 tons too heavy. Let's just go normal ammo. And that'll be... I really want the ammo, though, is the thing, because we're going to need it. Standard torpedo stuff. I could drop the gun size down a little bit. And, I mean, what happens if we go 29 knots? 28's fine. Alright, well, this is what we got. Good enough. Let's kick it out the door. Alright. As long as we have our torpedo boats doing kind of good enough-ish, I'm not going to worry too much about it. So, thanks for watching. I've got to go return some phone calls and get back to work. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And maybe I'll play a little bit more here in a bit. Thank you very much, and have a good day. Goodbye.